What's up, sports world? You're tuned in to GrindWorks Podcast, and I'm D-Lo with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Coach D.
And today, we will be giving a high school boys basketball preview of GrindWorks Podcast, man. And we be coming live and direct to you, man.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works.
Man, kicking off the show today, man, we gonna start off with the class of 2A. I know it's a couple teams, man, that I know people already expect to win 2A. You know,
Who is that?
you got to go with Dale. Dale got to be one of the top picks for 2A, right?
I think Dell is the easy, comfortable pick for sure.
Coach talking about the easy, comfortable, the safe bet.
That's the safe bet.
Man, but who you got taking over? Who else other than Dale?
So you have Dell automatically winning. We don't think there's anybody that can play with Dell.
Now, when I sit thinking 2A, I think of Dale. You might as well just name 2A Dale.
I mean, I get it. They have Denton Forsyth over there. They have another kid I like over there, Keldon Mealy. But
They got the little brother Forsyth too, though, right?
that's Denton.
Yeah.
Did I say Dayton or did I say Denton?
It's Denton, right?
Denton is the Forsyth that's still there.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't think there's another one there.
No, that's what I was talking about. I'm like, bro, if you got to put Dale up there. You still got the little brother there.
He's there, and he just signed with Tulsa, I believe. That's where he'll be playing his college ball at.
Congratulations.
But a team that I saw play a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, that I think has all the earmarks to play with Dale. Now, if they don't get caught up in the cachet of Dale and the history of Dale, Christian Heritage Academy.
I did.
Christian Heritage is big. They have a kid over there named Swift Moore that I really like.
Okay.
He's about 6'7", 6'8", dunks everything, physical, moves well. He's not a big stiff. He can switch 1 through 4, maybe even stay in front of some guards so you switch 1 through 5 with him.
Okay.
He's agile enough to stay with guard.
Okay.
So, and I mean, Christian Heritage has good size across the board.
Okay.
And I'm not one of those guys that's like a huge proponent of size. I don't think you really need it to be successful.
That's what I was just about to say.
But it's good to have.
Yeah, you always want some size.
Yeah. And I think Christian Heritage may be a team we're not talking about more. Like I said, man, Swift Moore is a name that you need to know.
Okay.
To me, he's one of the top 40 players in the class.
Okay.
Of 2027.
Okay.
So I think we really need to pay attention to him in that team. They got some good guards.
That's what I was about to say. Well, how the guards look over there?
The guards are solid.
Okay.
They run their stuff. They execute really well. That was what I was really impressed with.
Okay.
They were able to execute their offense because typically early in the season, especially in preseason scrimmages, the offense is sort of the last thing that catches up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to see them executing that early was impressive to me. Defensively, I like some of the things schematically that their coach is doing. I won't say what I saw that he was doing, but I loved it. I don't want to give his game plan away.
Well, they gonna know anyway.
Well, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it appeared that he was pushing everything left, no matter what.
Right.
His whole defense was designed to keep everything on the left side of the floor.
Okay.
And with their shot blocking and their size and stuff, it was really tough for teams to have gaps to execute or angles to the rim.
Got you.
So I think that's a team we really need to keep an eye on 2A. I really do. Oklahoma Christian Academy, they have a really good player over there.
Okay. That's all. Okay.
I'm drawing a blank right now on his name, but he's a pretty good kid. He can go.
Well, you know how fast he in?
I think he may be a sophomore.
Okay.
Sure, sophomore. He's
Okay. Okay. Got you.
But yeah. Also, I think if I'm not mistaken, Wowoka is in 2A.
Okay. I did just hear something about Wowoka.
They have 2 really good guards over there that I like. One of them is Bill Stevens.
Okay.
I think he can really play. I'm also drawing a blank on the other kid's name, but he's a pretty good player too.
Okay.
Like I said, man, come tournament time, you got guard play. you got a chance.
Okay, so outside of who we mentioned, Dale, you think those two teams are the one that they'll be looking out for?
In my opinion, yeah. Like I said, I think everything definitely goes through Dale for sure.
Okay.
But you're eventually gonna have to see those guys and bump into them and show you can beat them. And I feel like maybe we have Dale fatigue.
Okay.
It's sort of like with an MVP conversation years ago when you had Jordan, like the media kind of had Jordan fatigue.
Yeah.
They got LeBron fatigue. So you're kind of looking for somebody else to sort of maybe contend for that award. I think with 2A, maybe I just got Dale fatigue. But, I mean, if Dale was in the winner's circle and dominated, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Well, I honestly think, like you said, it's like you named some contenders, but when it comes to, man, Dale, man, it's just hard for me to go against them, man. I've seen, and I'm a person that wasn't with Dale at first.
Okay.
I'm like, man, they not that good. They're not that good. But then when I see them in person and how they've been playing the last couple of years, man, they can only get better, man. So let's see what 2A do this year, man.
And also, I think something that we're not talking about is Dale does have a new coach over there. Coach Edmondson is no longer there.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you got to account for that too. But
Right.
the talent is still there.
Yeah, right. But coaching plays a huge part, man. You got to get them to buy in, man.
I agree.
And sometimes that's a process in itself.
Coaching matters. I don't care what people tell you. It matters.
Okay. So that's 2A. Anybody else you want to mention? A sleeper or anything before we go on to 3A?
I think 2A is probably the easiest to predict. It's probably the most obvious, so you don't really have to spend too much time there.
Okay. So we on 3A. 3A. And I get who are a couple people you got, man? I know we got the main some people that everybody will put on a 3A, but who's some of the people you got on your list?
So who's your obvious 3A? I think we both are probably on the same page with that.
Millwood got to be the.
It goes through the state.
Yeah, for sure. I don't just say that because I know players over there. I got some players over there, man. But I honestly think Millwood is shaping up to have something great over there for a few years to come, man.
Millwood is a machine. They have some young guys that I like. Obviously, you have 2 Division I kids. That's not very common in that class.
Right.
I think they'll have a third one in the Van Buren kid, whether he gets there directly out of high school or he takes the JUCO route.
I'm a fan of him.
I think he'll end up a Division I player as well. So, yeah, Millwood is the obvious pick. But I got a couple other teams. Again, I'm not saying they'll beat Millwood.
Before you move on off Millwood, man, I got to show some love to a couple freshman class they got, man.
Okay.
They got Harlem over there, man, and they got Tyreek. Man, they've been playing. They've been getting valuable minutes over here for preseason, man.
These are freshmen?
Yeah, they are freshmen, man.
Contributing?
They contribute. I don't think he missed a shot yet from what I'm told. But, yeah, I just had to give him a shout out because I know they're going to leave a mark over there in Millwood history, man.
Okay, yeah, shout out to Coach Dorian over there, man, doing his thing. Dorian, man, we got to get you on the show, bro. Like, you got to come on. I know some things didn't work out the last time, but, man, we definitely got to get you on the show.
Okay.
But yeah, Millwood, all roads lead to the state champ.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I think they're probably as safe a bet as Dale in 2A.
Okay. Okay.
But there are some guys in 3A that I think could make some noise.
Okay, so let me ask you, not to cut you off, Coach, but what you think about Community Christian?
Love Community Christian. Destin Edwards is over there.
That's what I am. I see a little bit of them play. I had to put them on the list.
Yeah, they've always, and I feel like Community Christian has sort of been on the cusp for the last 3-4 years.
Okay.
I feel like they're always in the 3A conversation. For some reason, for whatever reason, they just kind of come up short when it comes state tournament time or whatever. But I think you can definitely put them in there. I love what Destin does. He played for Oklahoma Road summer in AAU.
Okay.
And I watched him, man. He can shoot the cover off the ball. He's quick. He can handle it. Small guard, but Destin, to me, is one of the better players in the team. So if he can put that team on his back, who knows?
They're right. Damn, so gonna have him on my list. Oh, they're on my list for sure.
But some teams I'm interested in, I'll say that. Chandler, I like what they have. They have the Denson twins over there.
That's what I was just about to say. Okay.
One of them is really good. They're both really good players. One of them is a really good player.
Yeah.
I've seen some things that he's posted this summer that shows me he's sort of taking over a leadership role.
Okay.
Not just on the basketball team and in the school, but sort of in the community as
Okay.
well there.
Okay. That's dope.
So,
That's dope to hear.
I feel like we've kind of been waiting for a couple years to kind of see what they would do.
Yeah.
And I think this is sort of their year to kind of propel and elevate Chandler basketball. Crooked Oak.
Crooked Oak. That's who I had on my list, man. Crooked, you gotta put them on there, I would think.
Crooked Oak lost a lot.
Oh, did
they lost Elijah Garcia. They lost Trey Martinez.
Garcia, man.
Yeah, Elijah played for me with Oklahoma Chaos, man. He's over at Southwestern Christian as a true freshman getting playing time. And if you know Coach Quinn Woolridge over there, he doesn't play freshmen a ton. So that's saying something.
Speaking volume for him. Shout out to him.
But, yeah, they lost Eli. And another move that people aren't talking about is Jamel Morris left Crooked Oak and went to Douglas.
Oh, okay. I did see him yesterday.
So that's huge. But new head coach, Coach Robbie Williams, I think walks into a pretty good situation. He still has Jordan Martinez over there. He's got big Alvin Dorsey, 6'6" kid, strong body. I think if Alvin can elevate his game and be a dominant presence in 3A, that helps Crooked Oak a lot. But they have a couple additions. They had a kid move in, Jeff Rollerson, who I really like, can really shoot it.
Okay.
He moved in from Texas. He started here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Moved to Texas as a sophomore to play ball there, and then came back this year.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
So he's at Crooked Oak, and they had another kid transfer from Dale City, kid named Pablo Williams, who I think could possibly contribute as well. They have another guard over there. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but he plays for Coach Todd Drell for Team Different, where they were Southern Ties, next pro team.
Yeah, right.
But they end up leaving Southern Ties and going back to Team Different, I believe. He's a left-hand kid. He can really play too. So they have some pieces there at Crooked Oak.
Okay, so you saying that they're going to be better this year, or they have a chance to make a run, run?
I don't know if I say better, because anytime you lose three players like Elijah, Drake, and JaVale, that's tough to replace. Right. But they still have enough to be a good team. Now, obviously, they'll have some depth issues, but I think their top 5, 6 are solid. And if y'all know me, man, I've been singing Crooked Oak's praises for the last, 2 years, 3 years, and every year they sort of let me down and fall short. So I'm a little hesitant, but I seen what Coach Williams, Coach Robbie did over at Harding Fine Arts to make that a decent program.
Yeah, okay.
Without the pieces that he had at his disposal.
Gotcha.
Now at Crooked Oak.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he has. He's one of the young coaching stars that I like.
Okay.
So
we're going to have to pop out and check him out, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be outside, Tat. We're going to be outside.
And I also think another move that's not being talked about is, if I'm not mistaken, Heritage Hall has dropped down to 3A.
Yeah, and they on my 3A list. But my thing about Heritage Hall, though, they going to be missing X, though. How long
is he out? I'm hearing that it was just for precautionary reasons.
Okay.
Nothing serious. He's definitely a difference maker. But even without him, man, they still have a lot. They still got 2 other really good guards.
Okay.
One of them is a baseball player that plays there. They have another guard that I like. I can't think of his name right now. I won't say his last name is Gillespie.
Okay.
He's a pretty good player. But who we're not talking about who they have is Braylon Boogie Bradshaw.
Okay.
What makes a huge difference.
Okay. Read that last one. Okay, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
6'5", 6'7".
The big. Does he transfer?
Yeah.
Millwood to go?
Yes, he let Millwood to go there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but we actually hinted on that when we talked about our AAU recap.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay. We sure did. Yep. I was on that.
I think Heritage Hall is primed and ready to make a state championship run. They may be the most ready team physically to kind of stack up against Millwood.
Okay, so let me ask you, so you thinking a contender is state, one of the best in the class, or?
I think Heritage Hall is a state championship contender.
Okay.
I put them in there.
That's saying a lot from Heritage Hall.
Nah, the Heritage Hall has always had a really good basketball program, but I think this is a year.
They ain't won since Trey was there, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we coming back around, you saying?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think they are the program that maybe won't be starstruck if they do run into Millwood.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think they'll be intimidated because, when you see those Falcons walk in the gym, man, it's easy to sort of get caught up in the name.
Tell, man.
Yeah, and you can see the fear resonate in a lot of kids when Millwood walks in the gym. I don't think Heritage Hall will fear them because Boogie played on the EYBL circuit this year and he had success.
Yeah, right.
So his confidence is here. He's not going to be intimidated by the Division Ones, by the names. He's not going to fall victim to that.
Gotcha. Okay. So Heritage Hall was my last one that I had on my watch. Anybody else on that 3A?
So before we move on, what do you think Heritage Hall's chances are? You said they were on your list. What do you think?
Man, I actually had them being one of my sleepers.
Sleeper?
I say a sleeper because excuse me. I say sleeper because, like I said, they ain't won since trade. They've always been a pretty good program.
Yeah.
And when I say, I'm looking at towards state, everything I'm talking about is making it to state.
State tournament.
You know what I'm saying? I know they of course they're gonna be pretty good. Like they're always pretty good and do they just do for their coach.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, man, I think they can have a possibility of making it to state and making a run in state this year. So that's why I call it a sleeper, man. We already know the program. It's much be respected for football and basketball. But when it comes to like making that state run and that Trey Alexander type field when you hit the gym, I think this year might be the year they make it happen.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the 3A ranking, so I don't know, if they're considered a sleeper or not, but I know people are ranking them low in 3A. That's absolutely absurd. This team would have been, as presently constituted, this team would have been one of the better teams, I think, in any class, especially 3A, 4A, or 5A for sure. So,
but coach, it always look good on paper.
It does.
You got to go out there and
play. You got to play. You got to play.
So when it comes to that, it's a lot of teams. I think, and not just saying they're going against Heritage Hall, but I'm like, it's a lot of teams that on paper should make something happen this year.
Yeah.
But are you accepting coaching? You being disciplined, you know what I'm saying? You really going through the grind and putting in the work. So, man, all that time will tell with all that, man.
No, I agree with you 100%. I mean, we'll see how it all comes together. But one thing I say as a coach, man, having a lot of talent is a good problem to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me talent and let me figure out the rest. I'm not saying it's easy because you gotta figure out how it complements each other and how to make all the ingredients work. But you give me quality ingredients, I can make you a good meal.
Okay.
So, but another team in 3A that I think people aren't talking about, and I was impressed when I saw them last year at the state tournament. They have a kid that I think is one of the best players in the state, man. And again, I hate it because I got so many kids' names in my head. I'm drawing a blank, but Roland High School has a really good player.
Roland.
Yeah.
It seems like their name always end up in the conversation at the end of the year.
Man, if you watch this kid play last year in the state tournament, man, he gave people problems. All tournament long. Not just in state, but all tournament long. All season long. If I'm not mistaken, he was a freshman.
Oh, wow. I'm going to do some research.
And then I'm hearing that Roland has another kid coming in that's going to be a freshman this year to complement that kid that's already a good player.
Really?
But I know the kid that they had last year that I seen, he could go.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this kid? And he's one of those players that if he was anywhere else in the city area or maybe in the direct outskirts or suburban areas of the city, we know about. That kid can play for anybody.
The only reason we don't know about it is location.
I think, in no disrespect to Roland, I'm not taking shots at Roland, but when you're kind of in these small towns and stuff like that, a lot of people don't really know about you.
Yeah, man. So, man, Roland right across the street from Arkansas, man. Like right there, man. So we ain't far. We ain't saying nothing wrong, but you out of pocket, man. You out of pocket.
Yeah, you out there, man.
So you got to and when it's like that, bro, you got to put in a little bit more work. You know what I'm saying? You got to get a little bit more pub to get your name out there a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing against it, no. But the grind got to be real. So when they make it out of small time, I automatically put respect on the name, man.
Yeah, because they can play.
Definitely,
they can play.
Definitely for sure. Man, anybody else 3A? You saw Roland.
I don't know if I have anybody else in their team that I'm kind of looking forward to see. I don't know if they'll win or not. Is Jones. Jones has a new coach over there.
Okay, I did see Jones. Okay, I did see that.
Yeah, Coach John White over there, who I think is one of the best coaches in the state. He took that job. He got that job late in the summer this year. So I'm waiting to see what he does over there.
What's on?
He coached Southern Tigers, 16U.
Okay, so he's in John. I know he's switched the organization, but I didn't know he switched.
Well, yeah, he was Southern Tigers 16U coach on the Pro 16 side, man, and he led one of the they had one of the best seasons on the 16U side.
Okay.
So if I'm not mistaken, he was at Mustang before.
Yeah, on coach staff over there. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So John is a really good coach, man. I'm excited to see what he does over there. I don't know if they'll have a chance, but I know as far as coaching wise, he'll be able to match wits with anybody.
Right. Well, so we got to put him on the watch list, man. Jones on the watch list, man.
For sure.
For Class 3A, man. Coach White, man, keep handling your business, man. I got number love. We was with Southern Tigers this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to John White.
So
man.
we did a lot of business with him, man. So yeah, for sure. Okay, man. So we done got 3A knocked out. So now we going to the 4As, man.
Yeah. Now it starts to get interesting.
Yeah, man.
I think 4A, 5A, 6A are a little tougher. And probably have a lot more balance than I think some people are giving it credit for. Who do you have in 4A?
Man, I got the sort of like same thing with me, man. I'll go ahead and give you what I would feel would be the go-to, the main winner in class 4A. I'm gonna go with Douglas.
Another safe bet.
That's a safe bet. I like what I seen yesterday. Man, they play hard. Steve gonna keep them playing hard, man. And keep in mind, they played hard yesterday, and Marty wasn't even playing.
He did get hurt earlier in the morning.
Yeah, so my thing is, man, are they gonna be able to adapt? How long he gonna be out?
I watched Douglas for 3 days this week. Obviously, we had the the ACAC previews, so I got to see them Thursday, Friday. And then Saturday, they had their big Saturday scrimmage. And I got to see them play quality opponents. I got to see them play U.S. Grant High School, who's vastly improved. And Douglas did well against those guys. I seen them play Classen SAS, another really good team. And Douglas showed well that game.
Okay.
And then yesterday, obviously, most people are going to talk about the PC North scrimmage. I seen that. So, man, Douglas is tough. The energy that they bring, Steve really has those guys fired up. And, I mean, it starts as soon as they hit the gym. I know when we were at previews, they were practicing in the small gym while previews were going on. So some teams had to go into the small gym to sort of talk to their guys after their preview games. And, man, you couldn't even hear yourself talk to your teammates because they're down there clapping, they're flying auto, and this is practice.
Yeah.
And they're about to play a game. They're about to play a scrimmage.
Oh, wow.
And they're practicing, they're flying around. And it's so crazy, the environment that they have there. We're talking to our guys, and our guys are looking down there at them. And I said, y'all want to know what a winning culture sounds like and looks like? It's that.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
No wonder they've had the success they had.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you get two of the transfers that they've had, man, when you get Jamel Moores, who a lot of people. First off, let me nip this in the bud right now. Because a certain coach got on Twitter, and I won't say his name, and he said that Jamel Moores is not being talked about enough. We talked about Jamel Moores ad nauseum on our show.
For sure.
So the first question is, what are you watching? What pods are you watching? Because if you were paying attention to the GrindWorks podcast, which you should be, then you would know that we talked about Jamel.
Yeah.
And Lynn would know that I was extremely high on Jamel, and I said he could be the second best player in that class behind Monati.
You sure did.
So if somebody thinks Jamel isn't being talked about enough, they're just not paying attention to the right platforms.
Right, man.
But I think he's poised for a huge season. He left Crooked Oak to go over there to Douglas. Zio Agba, I think, is another great pickup for them, man. You talking about a kid that plays with energy, passion, intensity, confidence. Zio feels like he's the best player on the floor no matter where he walks.
Bro, that's gonna make a change for you.
And I don't know if how he'll feel about me sharing this story, but I was at the prospects camp about a month or two ago, and Zio was there. Him and Jamel were there, but they were just spectators. I don't know if they were invited or what. I would assume they were, but they didn't go because they had played in the 94-foot showcase the day before.
Gotcha.
And I'm talking to him. I'm like, are y'all planning this? And they was like, nah, we played yesterday. And Zio was like, but yeah, coach, from the looks of it, we ain't missing much. And that's and I chuckled and I said, man, just the confidence that he brings, as a player. When I look to my left and to my right, and I know I have a guy that's as confident as I am and believes in himself more than I believe in him and things like that, man, I think that says a lot. That goes a long way. So I'm excited to see. Obviously, I think Monty House is poised to have a big year. To me, this is his breakout season.
Yeah, should be.
I believe kids make their biggest jump from their sophomore to their junior year.
Okay.
So I think he has a chance to really sort of separate himself from, because, he's had talented guards ahead of him his first couple years at Douglas. Whether you thought he was better than those guys or not, the fact is his role wasn't as big. And I think this year you can tell that Marty is the leader. He's the lead guard.
Yeah, for sure.
They have another kid I like. I can't think of his name. He's a long rangey kid, light skinned kid. To me, he gives them a solid forward. Where I'm wondering what Douglas does is at that fifth spot, sort of that point guard spot.
Okay.
They've been trying a few different guys there that I've seen. I don't know if that's by design, if they're trying to find a fit, or, I don't really know what's going on with that, but it seemed like the other four sort of solidified. That spot I've seen there's been a lot of alternating there, even just from a starting spot.
Man, Coach Tyson, what's his name?
Savion.
Yeah, man. I was looking forward for him to take that. He point guard, right?
He's a point guard.
Yeah, man, hopefully you get it together, man. He'll be the one, man.
He started some games.
Yeah, that's how I said it, because I seen the game I watched it. He started.
Yeah. I think, and again, I don't want to put words in Steve's mouth or anybody over there at Douglas. I think they're maybe searching for some consistency at that spot. I think of the guys you've had there at that spot. We talking about Jay Will, Landry before the injury. Scoot was there. So that they've had sort of solidified guys on the perimeter, and I think they're waiting to see which one of those, because they have like 2 or 3 guys they've been alternating at that first spot or that point guard spot. Mine is early in a lot of the one. But I think they're trying to figure out who they want there, and I think the consistency there is going to be what separates
us apart. Who's going to be that guy? Okay, man. Well, man, that's the main person. I mean, the main team I had.
Okay,
but man, you got to look at teams like Crossing. Crossing supposed to be pretty good this year.
Let's talk about Crossing.
Man, I'm expecting to do pretty good over there, man. Go ahead.
Buckingham.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Buckingham.
Rylan Sykes, a kid that I'm super high on, that I think, again, people aren't talking enough about. Big frame, kid about 6'2", can shoot it, strong, excels in the mid-range. The defender, Rylan Sykes.
Okay.
He's over there at Crossings Christian.
Okay.
I think has a chance to be the best player on that team. And that's saying something.
Yeah, definitely.
They also have Bo Barber transferred over there. Bo Barber from UConn.
Man, he transferred. That's where he went? I didn't know where he went.
6'6", 6'7", athletic kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
That's a piece.
That's a piece. That's more
a piece.
Piece. That's a huge domino that fell into place right there. So I think with that 3 right there, that immediately propels them into one of the top teams. I really like Crossings.
Okay. So we got both got Crossing, man. I had to put them on there, man.
2 of the obvious favorites.
Yeah, okay, but I got a couple that you probably not be expecting, man. What about
I bet one of them I probably am.
What about Harding Charter Prep?
Right there. Right on my list, Harding Charter Prep.
Man, I was surprised, man. When I went to the game last week, how hard they were playing. Man, they was on the string. I'm talking about the defense was on the string. They're talking on defense. Man, of course, they got Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I've always been, you know, I'm high on Kobe, man. You know, that kid's the franchise kid, man. I'm always gonna speak volume for him, man. But he really led the troops out there, man.
We always got to throw a franchise.
Hey, man, you
sitting there, a franchise plug in us.
You always put a franchise out there, man.
Nah, shout out to Oklahoma franchise, man.
And I'm gonna just say this before we go on, man. It's not a coincidence that most of the franchise kids that started back then grinding, bro, are the guys on the team this year. Well, their teams in high school, man. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna leave that there, but keep in mind, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I'll take another against another other organizations, but man, I'm just saying, man, we had something going on for a time, didn't we?
Absolutely. I won't deny that.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he was one of the Kobe really led him, man. So Harding Charter Prep got to be on my list, man, when it comes to 4A.
Harding is on my list.
And then we had Assault Braylon. I don't know if you know who Braylon is. He's another guy, coach too, man. He actually was surprised me too on the team.
Okay.
He made some open shots, man, made the right decisions. Man. I'm big on not just scoring, but making the right plays when you're out there, man. Mm-hmm. You got to make the right plays, man, especially when you're underclassmen playing on varsity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So those are a couple of kids that I actually like from Harding Charter Prep, man.
Harding Charter Prep, young group, led by Kobe, not Kobe Freeman. We're talking about Kobe Ferguson. A lot of people, when you hear Kobe, they go back to Kobe Freeman. And also his years he had. Kobe Ferguson, to me, is one of the better point guards in the class.
Yeah.
You know, fiery, good, can shoot it, can get to the rim. You know, I just love the passion that he brings.
My passion, that's different. That's
I mean, I think they beat a team last week like 1,000,000-2 or something like that, man. And it was spearheaded by Kobe. I think he had 20 plus. Yeah. I love Kobe. I talked to him at the prospects camp, you know what I'm saying? Just try to drop a little knowledge on him, man.
Yeah.
And just let him know, keep playing,
right.
Keep doing what you do. I don't think you want to see Harding Charter Prep if you make the state tournament. Yeah. If they make the state tournament, I don't think you want to see them on your side because they can beat you. They have a lot of pieces that you need to win. And like I said, they're fairly young.
Yeah.
So I like what they have over there.
Man, then it's funny because even when Kobe was 5 or 6 years old, bro, he always had a type of energy. Like, you know, like the attitude, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's it, especially guards as his size, man. Mm-hmm. That has to set you apart, man.
Yes.
Because you got to be a dog out there, man. Have that type of aggressive mentality, man. So that's why I've been big on him for a minute.
Confidence, moxie, savvy. You know, he's another kid, like I said, I was talking to at the prospects camp, and I was talking to him about some AAU stuff, and he's like, I think I'm going to go do this or whatever. And I was like, oh, so that means when we play you, we just going to beat you. He looked at me dead straight in the eye and said, Coach, you're not going to beat me. He didn't even break a smile. He said, Coach, you're not going to beat me.
Right.
Walked off. So,
hey, man, that's different.
I said that tells me about the kid's mentality. Right. So, man, I think
that's dope.
That's a name that people really, really, really need to pay attention to. But that Harding Charter Prep team as a whole, I think really has a chance. You got to wait to see how some things come together, you know what I'm saying?
And the new coach doesn't play.
Oh, yeah.
New coach doesn't play.
That style of play, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. I think that style of play in high school right now is popular.
It is.
A lot of kids like playing in those type of programs and systems, man.
But the thing with that is, I tell kids, with that sort of freedom comes a lot of responsibility as well.
Facts.
You know, you better be able to take smart shots, make smart reads. If you want to get up and down, we still have to have some acumen with it. And I think most kids can't compartmentalize like that. Like they just go. And while you score a lot of points, you'll look up and you'll have 25 turnovers.
Yeah. Man, bro, that's why I've been seeing the preseason, a lot of turnovers from these teams, man. And I know it's early. So you're trying to figure things out, man. But it's been like that's been a deal breaker for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, teams doing too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else you got in 4A?
Man, I got I couldn't leave Western Heights off. I had to put Western Heights on there.
Jonathan Blewett and Joe Atkins over.
Man, have to put Western Heights, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised the turnaround the JB has actually been able to do in a short period of time. What's this, 3 years now?
3 years.
You know what I'm saying? And every year they've been gradually taking steps in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. That's what you want when it's a program.
Well, I think to turn around a program like that, first of all, people aren't talking. That Western Heights, that school district was in
the
shambles.
Yes.
So forget just simply rebuilding an athletic program. You had to essentially rebuild the district from the things that they had going on.
Right.
But I think what helps you is when your admin, your AD, and your head coaches are all in alignment with each other. Terry's going over there. You know, Terry, he empowers his coaches. Yeah. He allows them to do things. He supports them. So while I think I am surprised, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because when you got Terry Long over there, you bring in Jonathan Blue, who I think is one of the best players to ever play in Oklahoma. You know, played at Bishop McGinnis High School, state championship, number retired, things like that. Then you accompany that, you pair that with Joe Atkins.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Man, it's almost unfair. We played them in the previews, and it was a good game. I felt like we had a chance if we would have made free throws. Okay. I think we would have beat them. But, man, they have a guard that transferred over there from class in SAS that I like.
Okay.
They have a big kid over there that's like 6'6", 6'7", young. Yeah. And you can see how young he is. I think he's got a lot of potential, man. Yeah. Western Heights got some interesting pieces over there.
Yeah, man. I like Blewett, JB's son.
Yeah, his son.
Yeah, he's
Garland's son is over there.
I was just about to say Cam. Hey, these two players, I've been watching their growth for a long time, man. And it's been like a steady climb, man. Mm-hmm. So even though Cam, his size, he's undersized, man, but his IQ, man, his toughness, man, that's gonna be undeniable, man. Especially in that 4A class.
He can shoot it too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I had to reach out to coach, man, to ask him about his team, man. He said he didn't want to put no names on there, but he said, man, this year is the first year I have depth. I have depth where 4 through 9 can all get up and go, man, and score 10 or more buckets.
And that helps, man, because I feel like in high school, man, if you only got 7 or 8, you got a chance. If you got more than that, you're in a pretty good spot, especially if the drop off is little to none.
Yeah.
You have a chance.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, my team in 4A that nobody's talking about.
Who's that?
Ada.
Ooh. I haven't seen Ada play, though.
Ada is big across the board.
Is that right?
Ada's starting lineup may average 6'5".
Oh, wow.
They have a kid over there named Rex Reynolds, who is, I told you about Swiftmore earlier.
Yep, okay, yep.
Rex Reynolds is a name you better know.
Okay, Rex Reynolds.
He left Carl Albert. He was a sophomore at Carl Albert. He moved to Ada this year. He's a junior. 6'5". They're going to play him at the point guard spot.
What?
Rex is long.
At 6'5"?
Athletic. Listen to me. Long, athletic, parking lot range. Smooth handle. Rex has no offensive weaknesses.
Wow.
Different. He's not tall and skinny. He's tall, and he has a frame that's getting better and has an opportunity to fill out more. I could see Rex being on some all-state lists. He'll make some all-tournament teams with some events they're playing in this year. Ada is big, and they are athletic, and I think they go as Rex Reynolds go.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Coach, because a lot of coaches, for years, you always want your guard was the smallest one on the team. Mm-hmm. But here, as of late, you see a lot of coaches, a lot of organizations want big guards. Is that where the game going to, big guards?
I think it's been heading that way for a while. Positional size matters. If you can be bigger at a certain spot and you don't lack certain attributes that we want at those spots, you become invaluable.
Yeah, that's
and especially at the point guard spot because you can see everything. You can see over a lot of people that you'll be playing against.
Right.
You can facilitate. You can get other guys the ball, and the defense almost doesn't matter at that point.
Okay.
So, but he'll be one of those guys. I'm looking for Rex to have a huge, huge, huge season. Like I said, man, I think if you're not talking about Rex Reynolds, you don't know basketball. He's a college prospect. My grade on him right now, at this point, maybe a D2 type kid.
Okay.
But before it's all said and done, don't be surprised if he could be a low to mid-major type.
Okay.
But again, a lot of things have to happen. His body has to develop a little more, but I think he'll do that. He can shoot it. High IQ. Like, man, Rex checks a lot of boxes. But that Ada team in general is huge, man.
Yeah.
Like, they are big. And I was like, ugh.
Hey, man, there's not a lot of big kids in high school basketball right now, man.
Especially in 4A.
Yeah, right, man. Like, I would have only imagined 4A because I was looking at 6A and I didn't have no size that I noticed. So with 4A that size, man, hey, that's gonna set you. So is that a sleeper or you just?
I guess it could be. Again, I haven't seen any of the rankings, so I don't know where Ada is ranked. You know, I caution not to label a top 10 team as a sleeper, so I don't know where they're ranked. But I just know what I've seen from the film that I've seen. They're big. They're athletic. They have some other athletic guys as well. I don't want to make it seem like this is all about Rex because they check all the boxes. I think, can they defend is going to be one of the things because a lot of people, well, you're that big. Defense should be easy. Well, you know, you still got to stop dribble drives, paint touches and stuff like that. Can you slide your feet with maybe some of the quicker, smaller kids?
Yeah.
But, man, if they just pack line you or they zone you and they'll stretch out, it's tough to get.
I was just about to say, man, you bigs, man. I'll get back in the zone, man, and let you shoot yourself out the game, man.
Yeah, you could. Like I said, how many teams average 6'4", 6'5" in their starting lineup?
Man, I don't even know. I don't know none in high school in the state.
But I think another team we aren't talking about, man, is Cassia Hall.
Oh, Cassia, yeah. I had them on my list. I had Cassia on my other list, man.
You know, they still have the Dallas Low kid, I believe, the what's his Memphis McDuffie.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what they was talking about on the podcast the other day I was listening to.
They're over there, you know, the Fighting Lee Mayberries are what they are affectionately known as.
Okay.
They always have a chance.
Gotcha.
When you have two of the better players in the state, you always have a chance. When you have a great coach, you always have a chance. You know, a lot of people aren't talking. Millwood escaped by the skin of their teeth down there in Tulsa last year playing them with a W. Kid missed free throws.
Oh, okay.
Got fouled at the buzzer, missed free throws, could have easily won the game. And we're talking about a Millwood team that's super talented, and they were pushed to the brink by this team. So I think that team, you would be a fool not to have them in the mix.
So you got to put Cassia on the list.
Yeah, Cassia no doubt will be right there, barring any injuries or anything like that. They'll be definitely in the mix for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fort Gibson.
Ooh.
They have two really good players over there. Big kid, 5-star football player, or one of the top linemen in the country. Cooper Hackett. He's like 6'7".
Okay.
Big, strong, physical kid. They also have a little point guard over there that I like. That was pretty good. He can go. I think I don't know if they're a sleeper because they'll probably be ranked, I would imagine, with those two guys, but they can make some noise too. I got to see what happens around them.
Right.
Like, who are the other pieces?
Man, Coach, I started going off rankings a long time ago, man.
They don't matter.
Because it does not matter, man. And depending on who doing it make it a little bit more work.
Yeah. And see, that's why I was saying earlier, not to cut you off, but that's why I was saying earlier that I haven't seen any of the rankings. I don't want to look because I don't care. Like, I trust my eyes and things like that. Most of these people doing the rankings don't even know basketball, aren't even paying attention to it. It's laughable.
Man, I made a post of these rankings came out last week, man. And I was like, man, this ain't nobody but somebody's father. The dude got on here, the guy got on there and said, I'm a 19-year-old kid.
That's even worse.
I said, and that's what I said. I said, you sitting there like you was making a point about justify, man. I said, that's even worse. You ain't even, man, I forgot about more basketball than you don't watch, man. That's crazy to me, man.
And I think that's why they need to talk to the coaches and the true basketball people around here. Even like some of these OSSAA people, man, they don't even really know what they look. They're not getting out watching the games. Like, they're not seeing what we're seeing. They don't know the movement and the moving parts and pieces that we know. So, you know, rankings don't matter.
Right.
Plus, once you get between them lines, man, we got to lace them up and play anyway.
Yeah, right. Facts. Facts.
So, yeah. But I think that's a team that can make some noise. Broken Bow has a really good player down there. I don't know if they have much of a team, but I know he's a pretty good player. I'm always curious to see what John Marshall does. You know, you got Cudjoe over there. He's just crazy as hell. You know, we were playing previews the other day when we played them the first game. Cudjoe was cussing the refs out before the game even started. I don't even know what happened. Something like something about some undershirts or something, man. And he was going, I said, man, now when I look at y'all want to give me a tag.
Yeah, right.
This man calling y'all every name in the book for the game, man. Y'all just.
That is crazy.
But one thing I will say is, man, if his guys buy into the coaching and accept the coaching with the legend that he is, I think they always got a chance. One thing you do know, John Marshall's going to guard.
Yeah.
They're going to play tough. They're going to play scrappy regardless of what the talent is. So I'm curious to see what. I'm not saying that they're a state tournament team, nothing like that. It's just some of these teams I'm throwing out there. I'm just curious to see.
Yeah, right. Let's see. And please always put John Marshall on the list. That's right. You know, that's
John Marshall
school, you know, so we got to always show love, man.
Okay.
But before we go, man, what about, I know we're going to go up, but what about Southeast, man? We'll show a little love to Southeast today, man. What y'all doing over there, man?
Well, you know, we're 5A school. We're trying to see. We got some things we need to figure out.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to get too much away because people got to play us, but
different.
We're trying to figure some things out.
Okay, y'all was 5A when I was going. I thought y'all went down to 4A.
Yeah, we're 5A this year.
Okay.
Been 5A for the last few years, actually. So
okay.
I can tell you one thing: we're big and we're athletic.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
He ain't trying to put no notes they'll give y'all no insider information.
I can't. You gonna have to come beat us.
Yeah, right. I get it, Coach. Well, so that was a smooth transition into 5A. Did you have anybody else on 4A?
Nah, I think that covers.
Okay,
that covers 4A.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go into 5A, man. Who you got, man?
Ooh, 5A. I think one of the tougher classes to predict.
Yeah,
man. You got so many teams that are right there, man. You got obvious pick Booker T. Washington.
Yeah,
I think you're crazy. You know, if you don't have them on there, but. People aren't talking, but Booker T lost a lot in graduation.
Yeah.
Now, they did have a very important piece move in, Brandon Crosland, and they also have a freshman that I like, a 2029 kid that I saw that I like. I won't say his last name is Brown, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't quote me on that. But obviously, you know, you got Chalk Mitchell, who I think probably the best player. Not probably. I think he is the best player in the class. I know some people have him one or two. Whatever. In the state of Oklahoma, matchup nightmare. You also have the Matulis kid over there, who I think is really good. So I think that's an obvious pick.
Yeah, that's an obvious pick. But even with you saying Jock, I got worried they got him playing point guard. What you like? What you think about him playing point guard, not off the ball?
I mean, it's tough to say you don't want the ball in a talented player's hands.
Right.
I don't know if I want Jock facilitating simply because I feel like he's just so dominant once you get into the front court and then you run some stuff for him. Maybe you get some ISO for him.
Right.
I don't know if I want him bringing it up and then trying to ISO it to that because now the ball sticks and guys get disinterested. So I don't know if I like that. I also don't know what all they have over there, but I do know, you know, when you win a state championship, man, I try not to question those coaches.
Right.
You know, are you in practice with those guys every day? He sees things we don't see, so maybe
that's all real.
Maybe he's making the adjustments that he feels is necessary.
Yeah, that's all real. Okay.
To me, that's a safe pick. But man, I'm gonna give you my list of probably top teams, and we can delve into that a little bit. Then I give you some of my sleepers.
Okay, gotcha.
So obviously Booker T. Washington, Dale City High School.
Yeah. Dale City, I got Dale City on my
Some of y'all know that's a sore spot for
you. Yeah, right.
Of course.
Okay.
And when I watch those kids play, I think like, man, the things I could have done with that group if I would have gotten that job.
Yeah.
But I think Chev is doing really good, man, and he walked into a really good situation. Yeah. They have some really good guards over there. The kid we were talking about off camera was Kali. I like him. I think if he can settle his game down and really hone in on just the fundamentals of the game, because I see the showmanship in this game. I see the swagger that he plays with. I think if he can figure out a way to balance that and the fundamentals of the game, man, that kid has a chance to be special. He's a different type of athlete. He doesn't look like it, but, man, he's springy. He gets up off the floor. He's smooth with his handle. You know, he's shifty. Physically, the body could be a little better, but I like him.
Yeah.
Marquise Flemings.
I keep hearing about him, man.
That kid, to me, is one of the top sophomores in the state. Lefty, man, jump shot is looking great. I watched him play yesterday. Jump shot is looking really, really good, man. Love what he's doing over there. They got a kid named Jace over there that can go.
Man, Jace looked good yesterday.
Come on, Shaw.
Okay.
Another kid over there that can really get to it. Lefty, can shoot it. Played a ton of varsity minutes last year for Lenny in that state tournament run that they made. I think their guard play is tremendous. Lacking inside presence.
Yeah.
You know, they have a 6'5" kid that's playing right now. He's actually Marquise Fleming's brother. I believe his name is Marcus Fleming.
Okay.
If he can just get them, you know, serviceable there.
Yeah.
Don't need a ton from you. Block some shots, rebound the ball, finish around the rim when you get the dump offs, because the guard play is going to be so elite there. He'll get some easy looks. Right. He just has to put it in.
Right.
And they have some football kids that'll be coming in that may add to that depth.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb Blackwolf is still on the football field. He's a really good basketball player for them as well.
Okay.
That Dale City team is going to be dangerous, but Marquise Flemings is a name you need to know.
Okay.
Tulsa East Central.
Okay.
Obviously, Bubba D's there.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
on the list.
Absolutely. Easily top 1 or 2 in the country. I mean, in the state.
Hey, for sure.
I venture to say a top 75, 100 kid in the state, in the country. They also have Ricky Bruner Jr. over there. Oh, Ricky Bruner the third over there.
Okay.
Who I really love. Another chaos kid, man, that I'm high on. You know, I think Guthrie has a chance. They got a really good player over there. Lawton will be in the mix. They have Ivy over there. They have Champ Brewer, another kid that can really go. Tulsa Memorial.
Okay.
Bobby Allison.
Okay.
Legendary coach, has a ton of state championships. I know that team is going to execute. They have a really good player over there as well.
Yeah.
But if you know Bobby, his team will be good in general. They're gonna run their system like they're a college team.
Yeah.
Midwest City.
I had them down.
Now Midwest City has some questions. Small.
Yeah.
The big is out. Kenyon Brown, he's out. You know, dealing with some knee issues right now. I think he's projected late December, early January for his return.
Okay.
I know what I'm gonna get out of Deshaun Benson.
That's what
I know what he's gonna give us. Top player in the state, one of the top players in the state. Who else is gonna help him?
Yeah.
You know, Caleb Stevens, I think should step into that role.
Okay.
But we'll see. You know, I know Coach Noel is gonna have them playing hard. They're gonna play like their hair is on fire, things like that. They're gonna move without the ball, and they're gonna guard. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But Deshaun, we need to find a second option for him. That way teams can't just key in on him. But he's capable of carrying the team. He's that skilled.
Right.
And then I obviously you look at Newcastle.
On my list.
I love Newcastle, man. I watched them play yesterday. Just completely dominant. Joey Folsom over there, man, just a leader.
Okay.
Tough as nails, you know, tough as a leather boot or a $2 steak, man. He's going to be the leader there with his actions.
Yeah.
You know, anytime a kid has a brand of ball coined after him, you know, I don't know if you heard people, but they call it Joey Ball.
Yeah, okay.
Like he just plays a certain way,
Yeah, right.
and it's infectious, and it makes you as a teammate come with them.
Got
You have to match that.
Okay.
They got Ivan Entredonker back, who I think is the best athlete in the class.
Yeah, you big on him.
6'4", 6'5", kid, strong as hell, freakish athlete. If I'm not mistaken, I think yesterday was his first action back.
Okay.
Coming off a torn meniscus as well in the surgery.
Yeah.
So he has some rust to knock off, but you still saw the athleticism.
Gotcha.
Obviously, T.J. Williams, who just signed to go play for Pecola. I want to say Pecola's who I seen him sign with.
Okay.
6'7", 6'8" kid, athletic.
Nice size.
Left sophomore.
Okay.
Came over there with Joey Folsom. And another kid they have is Colton Bremer, who I think is one of the top tough shot makers in the class. He makes tough shots. He gets to his spot. He's strong. Really physical kid, man. Just gets to the spot, very comfortable, makes shots over the top of you. Newcastle has a plethora of weapons over there.
I'm looking for Sloan. I don't know if you know Sloan.
John Trey Sloan.
Like he's late to the ball game. You know, they haven't been playing a long time, but man, I see sparks, man. I know it's in his blood, man.
So athletic.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that he make that turn this year, man, and make something happen this year too. So Newcastle got something to build with over there, man.
A lot of people don't know John Trey Sloan played at AAU for me.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played as a 16-year-old. He quit. I don't know why, but he left the program. But yeah, he finished out He was with JEB for the first half of his 16U season, then he finished out with us.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm interested. John Trey is a late bloomer. Just picked up the game late. I think he kind of grew late.
Yeah, right.
So, he started for Newcastle last year. I think he's coming off the bench this year.
Okay.
So when you can bring a starting caliber player off the bench, that helps. They also have another kid over there that's like 6'6" that I seen, man, that I was like, man, where they keep rolling out all this size? He started, I don't know how that dynamic will work. I don't know if he'll be permanently in that lineup or whatever Jesse decides to do. But, yeah, Newcastle is very, very interesting. I know about their top 7, I feel like can play with anybody. They played a team yesterday and I'm not going to say the team's name, but they had no business on the floor with Newcastle. Absolutely no business.
That's right.
So Jesse,
he doing something over there. He making it work. Jesse, but that's to be expected with Jesse, man. It is.
Wherever you got to win this year, though. Man.
Yeah, right.
Jesse's been close a lot of years, man.
Right. He got to win.
He's got to win this year. I think he has all the ingredients. So those will be my top teams.
Okay.
I think those are some of the obvious teams. Now maybe some not so obvious teams. Class and SAS. Look here. Class and SAS has all the earmarks that you need. They have guard play. All of their guards can shoot it. They have Mike Williamson's son over there, who to me has the most college-ready body in high school basketball in Oklahoma right there. He's a 6'4", legitimate perimeter player. He looks just like Mike did when he was in high school.
Yeah, okay.
Mike was just physically superior to us in high school. He was just stronger, more athletic. His son fits that bill. I think his son shoots the 3 ball a lot better than Mike did at that age.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when Mike got to college, he wasn't missing it. He added that to his game. But his son looks the part, man. He makes tough shots, and you can tell he works on those. Like, he's not just out there just winging them.
Yeah, right.
You can tell he works on those tough shots because he looks so comfortable, and he's like 6'4", and he looks like a Division I linebacker, maybe strong safety. I'm not playing, man. The kid looks like he was engineered in the lab somewhere, right? And to still have that sort of shooting touch, it's crazy. And I know Cudjoe's gonna have those guys playing really well.
Right.
But they have guard play, they have size, they have like 2 or 3, 6'6", 6'7" kids.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what Class and SAS does this year. And then another sleeper I have is Tulsa Edison.
Okay.
Shout out to my guy Creed Flowers over there at Tulsa Edison, man. He's got a couple move-ins. Kid named Chris Collins that I like, defensive guy, can shoot the 3, a true 3-and-D guy.
Okay.
He has Jalen Lopez that moved in as well.
Okay.
6'4" kid, Swiss Army knife, extremely versatile, that can do his thing. And then my last sleeper I got is Bishop McGinnis.
Bishop McGinnis?
Isaiah Nelson.
I have heard that name.
Pay attention to the name.
Okay.
May be the best player on that team as a sophomore. Now, I don't know if they'll start him this year because he's a point guard, and they have another guy over there that started at point last year. This is a junior this year. I don't want to butcher the kid's last name, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but he's a solid player. They also have Timothy Chambers over there that can shoot it. Dealing with some injury from what I've heard, so if they get some guys back, you don't want to see Bishop McGinnis, but Isaiah Nelson, he eats paint on every touch. You can't, every possession, Isaiah Nelson is getting to the paint, and you can't stop him. His wiggle is like that. His athleticism is like that. The 3 ball is coming along.
Okay.
He's one of the top sophomores in the state, and he'll be, by the time next year, he'll be a top 20 or top 10.
Okay. All right. Bet. Okay. Well, man, let's go into 6A, man. I know we coming on our time restraints, man. So let's go into it. And 6A used to be one of the easiest one to do, man.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm rocking with my whole team, man. But it's some other teams that I'm was impressed with too.
Who was that? Who's the home team? First of all,
you already know PC North is the home team, man. I am a Panther. Being a Panther? No, I'm just playing. No, but seriously, I'm
grabbing the Bear Nation.
But I'm just playing, man. I'm a Bear Nation for sure. But I'm rocking with PC North, man.
Okay.
I think they have everything to be great, man. Good coaching. I like the environment, man. I like some of the players. The players is over there, man. And some of the players that y'all not even talking about, man. Like the Makai. Like, are you not talking about Makai?
Makai Tom.
Man, that kid right there, man. Hey, man, he's He keep leveling up. I thought he was shooting good last year. Then I see him this year. I ain't seen him miss a shot yet.
Makai might be the best shooter in the state.
But I was gonna say that, but I like CJ. CJ came from Crossing. I think that's where he came from, Crossing. Hey man, he's lighting it up too.
I hear you.
He like a JJ Redick out there, man.
I hear you.
So, and that's outside of the Nates and the TJs and the Murray and the D2. I'm talking about them two players alone. I think they gonna help too, man. I think the coach can go out 8-9 deep, man.
I agree.
8-9 deep. So that's one of the ones I don't think I can put them over Wasso, but they right up there, man.
Man, see, I don't know, man. I'm just not super high on Owasso.
This year, you don't think so?
I'm not. Obviously, Bolden Williams, you know what you're gonna get from him. Division I guard, strong, physical, imposes his will on everybody. You know what Monati is, best player in the state, top 10 in the country. Who else do you have after that? They have a lot of question marks.
Okay. So you saying that's not enough?
A lot of questions.
That's not enough.
I mean, I know they have, I'm drawing a blank. I think their last name is Wilson. I think Julius Wilson. One of them is playing football right now. He's a dual sport athlete. He's pretty good. I just think you lose Jax Kerr.
Yep.
You lose Kobe Freedman. You have a lot of questions to answer.
Right.
And I think Monati has to play a different role this year. He's got to guard, and there's not a ton of size, but you got to guard some of the bigger players. Now.
Right.
He didn't have to do. Jax Kerr took that.
Right, for sure.
So,
okay.
I'm just not super high on Owasso.
Okay. So what's another couple of teams you got?
I mean, obviously PC North. I love that group. I had them as a sleeper, but the more I watch them, I don't think they're a sleeper.
Okay.
I think they should be one of the favorites. I love Makai Thomas. I don't think people are talking about him enough.
They're not. Lights
out shooter. Like I said, I think best shooter in the state easily. He showed me that he can do some things on the ball more.
Okay.
If I'm a college coach in this region, especially in this state, he's the guy I'm paying attention to. Yeah, we can talk about the Murrays all you want and the Nate Maritis. Those guys are going to be who they are.
Really?
Nate is a man amongst boys.
Definitely.
Freakish athlete. If Nate can stay healthy, I don't think there's no question he'll be a dominant force in 6A. Obviously, the Murray kid picked up a couple Division I offers.
Yeah.
I really like Miles Jackson for them.
I can't forget Miles, man.
6'6", 6'7", can stretch it. He really played well against Douglas.
He did.
And they tried to speed him up. They tried to be physical with him. It didn't work.
It did.
He got to his spots. I think he and Makai, if they can have the years that I think they can have, I think that propels PC North. I think we know where we're going to get it from everywhere else.
Right.
And then they have the young guards, too, that I know you're extremely high on.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited to see what they do. Edmond Santa Fe struggled this weekend.
I heard.
What I heard. Yeah, I think they're kind of having some issues on who's what fits, who's in what role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Coach Evans hopefully can get that situated because I had them as one of my sleepers.
Okay.
So I need them to figure that out. Don't have a ton of size over there, but they are athletic. I think they have some guys that can beat you. I think Money Robinson makes that.
Definitely.
He makes them go. He's the engine. But I think Money has to use his abilities, his attributes to make for others.
Got you. Yeah.
Some guys over there can't get their own shot. Money has to create easy looks for them.
Got you.
The two Bobber brothers, I really like. The older one is a better athlete. The younger one is a better shooter.
Okay.
But I like Dwayne McKinney over there.
I like him.
6'3", 6'4", athletic. Dwayne can shoot it too. A lot of people don't really know that. He's a better shooter than people think. So I think he has to step up. Mustang, obviously Mustang.
Yeah.
They have a lot of new pieces over there that they have to figure out how they're going to gel. Obviously, you got Marquell Robinson, Gabe Osborne. He comes off the football field. Drew Reynolds, Sion Wilburn.
Yeah.
They have a big kid over there that dunks everything. I love that kid. Norman.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay, Norman. I heard they've been talking about him. We're talking about Norman. Okay.
Norman is good. They got Aiden Cooper Kelly, who I like. He and Bo Billingsley, to me, are one of the top backcourt duos.
Okay.
They have Gideon Holt that I like. They have Casey Robinson over there that gives them some size. Norman has to rebound. They have a freshman over there that I really like that can play. And I think he's going to get minutes on their team this year. We need to see how some other pieces play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Norman may have some depth issues along with the size.
Yeah. But
I like what I see from Norman. More Josiah Ankara over there. I think if Tyson Pogai doesn't lead 6A in scoring outside of Montnati, I think Josiah Ankara can be that guy.
Really?
He's that good at Moore. Now, like I said, Moore has some other issues, but I think he's the one definite there. He'll be able to score the ball. And my last sleeper, Southmore. Everybody talks about what Southmore lost.
Right.
First of all, you still have Tyson Pogai over there, who I think is one of the top 2 or 3 best players in 6A,
right.
And he ain't 3.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Right.
Now, 1 or 2, if you want to argue between he and Montnati, okay, cool. But in his class in Oklahoma, I think he is.
Yeah.
But they have a kid over there, Trey Summers, who left Norman North and came over there.
Okay.
People aren't talking enough about it. Trey was coming on late in the year for Norman North. I felt like he should have played more.
Yeah.
Now, he was backing up some really good guards there. Aiden Cooper Kelly is one of those who left him with the Norman. Trey Summers has highway range. As soon as you cross whatever main highway that you need to cross to get to whatever school he's playing against, Trey can shoot it from there.
Right.
And he's sneaky, athletic. He's small. People don't realize how athletic he is. Very high IQ. He and Pogai are going to be a deadly backcourt.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stuff said about what happened over there at Southmore, all the, people that left and things like that, and who can play with who and who can't. Some people are questioning if Trey and Pogai can play together.
Yeah.
I think they are both smart enough to figure it out. I think they both realize they need each other to win. Trey Summers will have a huge junior season.
Let's mark it. Man. I'm going to have to go outside and check him out, man.
Do that.
Yeah, man. I had my sleeper was Grant, man.
U.S. Grant.
And I ain't said Grant ever in my life about nothing positive I'm playing, but shit. But I honestly think it's gonna be the best team since 02 when they had Will Hines, Kenfo, Rico, Terrence,
T Streets,
David Hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was an awesome team, man. They gave John Marshall. I don't think I ever said Grant gave John Marshall a run for our money. You know what I'm saying? But they beat us that year, man, and they was real solid, man. I think they're going to have another year like this with the Hankin brothers, with Gerald and Marcus up there. I think they young, and I think they'll go do some growing pains, you know what I'm saying? But as far as playing hard, you know what I'm saying, and the way they playing now, I think they're going to get somewhere, man.
Yeah, they got Big Mike over there.
Big Mike, he coming out too. He on the football field. Like.
He's on football right now. Another kid
is gonna help
that I think people aren't talking about, especially when he starts to sort of get his confidence going and get his feet wet. Are Tice Murchison. I think he big improvement over there. But Xavier is doing some really good things over there. Last year, a lot of people were sort of talking noise because at the end of previews, one of the Grant coaches got on there and said that Xavier was the Deion Sanders of high school basketball, and they were bringing their Louis luggage and this and that, and I think they had a really unsuccessful season. So a lot of people were sort of mocking the coaching staff and stuff for that. I think this year Xavier really has a good group, man. Xavier's a good coach, and he lets those guys go. I think they have to get some emotional things sort of intact. I watched them play Douglas on previews, and I think U.S. Grant had like 5 or 6 technical fouls.
Okay.
And that probably cost them against Douglas, because Douglas got about 10 points on free throws.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
But they scrappy, they play hard, they are tough, they hard-nosed, man. You can tell they're playing with a chip on their shoulder with something to prove.
Yeah.
So I like them, man. Okay. I like Grant. Okay, the team we didn't mention is Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow, man. With DJ Hal leaving, you think they still going to be doing something up there?
Broken Arrow was really deep last year.
Okay.
And that depth was young. Gene Mason.
Okay, I've heard that name.
Lights out shooter. Corbin Dow.
Okay.
Lights out shooter. Broken Arrow has size. They have experience. I don't know what the depth looks like, but I know they have size and experience. A lot of those guys have been winning. I've been picking Broken Arrow for a couple years.
Okay.
Like I done with Choctaw, and they sort of let me down. Choctaw's another team that you need to look out for.
Yeah.
They have a ton of question marks. But I think, Jordan Valentine has to have a really good year. Steven Anderson has to have a really good year. Bryce Thompson is a kid over there that I like. I know he was dealing with some injuries too, but he's the shooter.
Okay.
They have the big tight end coming off the football field, but I think it has to be JoJo and Steven Anderson.
Yeah.
They have to shoulder the load.
I'm big on JoJo this year, man. I'm hoping that he have the breakout year that he's due for.
So let me ask you, and I know we're running short on time, but what do you think about Edmond North?
Man, I'm just going to tell you this. I've been big on Edmond North for the last couple of years, man, because I think they've been showing improving. But this year, I think there's going to be a downside, man.
Down season?
If you're a down season for, honestly, I think they got some players that graduated that they depended on a lot on. And the players that they got now, they have some move in. Don't give me the line on the name. I was just talking about them yesterday. But I think it'll take a minute for them to get it together over there. Especially with the new coach they got. Well, not a new coach, because he was already on the staff, but, they got a new role. Yeah, a new role for sure. So I think it's going to be a building year for them. What about you? What you think about it?
I love the point guard they'll have, this football player. What's his name?
And that's what he plays Chauncey. Well, I can't think about Chauncey. Chauncey. And I didn't even mention him because he's still on the football field right now, man. He ain't even got to play yet. So, but he's going to be a major piece, man.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
I think he and Jarrell Copeland.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Again, yeah. I love Jarrell's upside, man. I love the way he plays the game. I think Jarrell, and I think I talked about this in our earlier show when we did our AAU recap, Jarrell has to show me some emotional maturity. I feel like sometimes the kid is super talented, man. I think he has a chance to be a D1 player.
Right.
I think sometimes when things don't go his way, you kind of see it where he kind of can go into his shell.
Yeah.
And he's too talented for that. Like, he's got to understand, hey, sometimes bad games are going to happen. What else are you going to do? I think if Jarrell embraces that and he learns from Coach Byford, man, that kid's upside is crazy. And I don't think enough people are talking about his potential and his projection to the next level either.
He's a sophomore this year, huh?
He's a sophomore.
Yeah.
I know Edmond North typically hasn't relied on young guys.
You're right. They're gonna have to this year. Especially they got a lot of size that graduated. They had a 6'9", a 6'7" last year. That's why I said rebuilding, because I know they got a couple players, you know what I'm saying? But and I'm a fan of a couple players I'm a fan of, because one of them a franchise kid once again. And then we had the other kid that played for Trey Young. So both the kids were named. So they've been out here putting in work, man. So we're just gonna have to find that even playing field. You know what I'm saying?
Lost their coach as well.
Yeah. One of the best coaches, they say. One of the best coaches in the state, they say.
He was, and now he's at Union. And like I said before, I'm hearing he's the top pecking coach in the state. I don't know how true that is.
Okay.
But they lost. And Union is another team that I think has a shot. They have a lot of question marks too, but they had the big kid inside that I like, commands a double team every touch. Kid from Jinx, I need you to pay attention to. A kid named Aiden Bazina.
Haven't heard of
6'7", 6'8" kid from Jinx. I don't know what Jinx will look like team-wise.
Yeah.
But I expect Aiden to have a huge year.
Okay, so I saw Chauncey and the sophomore. Anybody? Jarrell, yeah.
From Edmond North?
Yeah, from Edmond North.
Outside of them two, what?
Is it them the only players that you see making the difference, or that you know?
Edmond North?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say those are only two players I see making a difference, but I think those are two guys that have to carry they have to shoulder the whole.
Right.
I think if those two don't play well, it's gonna be extremely tough for Edmond North too.
Okay.
So hopefully those guys embrace the challenge, man.
All right now. Hey man, this was our list, man. I know everybody not agree. We might have missed a couple names, couple schools you might feel like they're supposed to be on the list, man. But like I said, these are our lists, man. This is me, my list, and that's Coach's list, man. And how we feel like. And it's just some of the previews. It ain't like it's rankings or anything. It's just a preview. So these are some of the sleepers and some of the teams that we see on our radar, man. And we'll be outside this season, man. So chat. Tune in with us, man. I'm using that new word, chat. That's what everybody keeps saying. Chat.
Everybody, that's the new way.
Yeah, chat, man. So tune in with us, man. And we gonna give y'all what y'all need, man. And when I say what y'all need, man, all the information, all the players, all the team that the city and the state has been looking for, man, watching out for, man. So,
hey, but before we go, I'll be remiss not to thank everybody. We were out at the the scrimmages yesterday.
Yep, for sure.
Man, y'all showed us a lot of love on the pod, man. A lot of y'all came up to me and D-Lo and to Sam when we were out at these scrimmages, man, and talked to us about how much you guys enjoy the pod and how much you guys love it. A lot of you have asked to come on to the pod, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate the city and the state getting behind us. Had a ton of referees asked to come on the show.
That's what we need to add.
A ton of players. We will be adding referees to the show. But I just want to say thank y'all, Oklahoma, Old City, for getting behind us, man, and showing us love, man. We appreciate it. Again, we just wanted to bring a platform to help kids, you know what I'm saying? Help them get the exposure and the info that they need to not only be successful athletes, but successful people. So for people to take notice of that, bro, I think that's salute to you. Salute to Sam, man, and what we're doing here, boy, and I love it, man.
Yeah,
love that the city is supporting it.
Let's keep it going, man.
Yeah.
And we out.
I'm somewhere always grinding, putting God first. That master plan is manifested in the mind first. No taking days off, cause that ain't how my mind works. We out the mud, cause that's the way the grind works. Grind works, the grind works. Put in the time till the grind works. Grind works, 10,000 hours make the grind works. The grind work, we on the mission till the grind works. The grind works, well